Hey guys, Prowl1701 here, and today on Face Off, we are going to be discussing the question, which is better in modern Doctor Who, Series 1 or Series 3? Now, for me, I prefer Series 3, but to be clear, these are my top two favorite seasons in Modern Who, or series in Modern Who, whatever. And one of the reasons I decided to poll this question was these are my top two, and they're both really good. I think neither season has a bad story in it. I can't watch Unquiet Dead, that's just because it unnerves the crap out of me. But it also has Dalek in it, which is my favorite Dalek story of all time. The Empty Child two-parter, which is a phenomenal. I really like Rose. It's a great first episode to reboot the series with. Really does everything it needs to do to get you invested in this universe and to get you invested in Doctor Who. I like The End of the World. I know some people don't care for it as much. I like it. The World War III two-parter is good. I like the fact that the Slitheen have this kind of classic Who look to them. Like when they're in their alien forms, they look a little silly. To me, that's kind of harkens back to classic Who, and I like that. The the long game I've talked about before, it actually does have aspects of it I like. I tend to like it more than most. Boomtown is massively underrated and a lot of fun. It has some really humorous moments in it. I really shouldn't do these right after I eat. It has some really humorous moments in it, but it has some serious moments too, like when the Doctor and the Slitheen woman are having dinner together. That whole part is humorous at parts, but it's also very serious at parts, and I really enjoy that balance. And then, of course, the finale is phenomenal. But Series 3, I just love. Tennant is so good in this. I was such a Tennant fanboy for so long, and he's still an amazing Doctor. His Doctor has some flaws that are more apparent to me now, but he's still an amazing actor playing an amazing Doctor. And I love Martha. I think Martha's a really strong companion, and I really enjoy watching her arc grow over the course of here and when she shows up in Series 4. And it just has so many good episodes. I like Smith and Jones. It has a lot of very underrated episodes like Shakespearean Code, Gridlock, which is absolutely amazing. I love rewatching Gridlock. I really enjoy the Lazarus Experiment a lot. Really, the only bad problem with the Lazarus Experiment is the hokey CGI for the creature. I think if they went back and did a special edition of that, like they do for Classic Who, for that, and really touched up and punched up those effects for the creature, I think more people would appreciate that episode, because I definitely love the idea and the concept behind it. Now it ties in with the end of the series. Blink, to me, is a masterpiece. I am one of those people that doesn't think Blink's overrated. I think it deserves all of the accolades it gets. It's very phenomenal. I love the idea of the Weeping Angels, and I kind of wish they'd been a one-off there, or maybe just came back for Flesh and Stone. And then maybe if the Village of the Angels had just been a standalone episode, because those 3 episodes are really good. Village, the only thing that really hurts it is the tying it in with the Flux stuff. But I love Blink. Blink is phenomenal. And of course I enjoy the last 3 episodes. Utopia especially. I love Utopia. What a wonderful way to bring the Master back. And Derek is just so amazing playing the Professor, playing the Master. That whole scene, when he literally does a heel turn, is phenomenal. And for me, the finale's a little weaker, because just part of that's just I'm not a big fan of Sim's Master. Especially this version of Sim's Master in Series 3. It's my least favorite of his 3 appearances. But I still do like it. It just doesn't hold up as well as me as it used to. Even Level 42, which I consider the weakest of the series, I think is still good. Not great, but good. So for me, Series 3 does win just by a little bit. They're really, really close. They're easily my 1 and 2 from the modern series, and 2 of the best seasons I think the show's ever had. But I put Series 3 slightly above Series 1. Let's see what you guys had to say about it, because y'all did not agree with me, a good majority of y'all, which is fine. Perfectly fine. So, looking at the poll, we had 161 votes, and 58% said Series 1, a strong majority. 58%. 23%, not even a fourth, said Series 3, with 19%, almost as much, saying it's practically a tie. Which I can understand. I do know I like Series 3 a little better, but it is just a little more than practically a tie. It's not a lot difference. I would have voted for Series 3 because I know I like it better. But they are very close. There's not a gap. So I can understand why people would vote them at practically a tie because they are both good. So 58% say Series 1, 23% say Series 3. I was hoping for more. And almost the same amount at 19% say practically a tie. Let's look at some of the comments. So, Henry said they both have great episodes and moments. Both series are pivotal for the show's progression. Series 1 relaunched the show and impressed many fans, while Series 3 introduced a new audience to the Master and expanded more on the Last of the Time Lords arc. It's a difficult one. I say they're practically a tie, but for different reasons. Well said. I like that. Sir Meows a lot 89 says, this was another tough one for me. I think from seeing what people say online, I think I am in the minority of liking Series 3 more than most. Me too. Said, with that said, I voted for Series 1. The question wasn't which one you like better, but which one is better. To be fair, I think I meant which one you like better, but I didn't phrase that as well as I should. If I was having to argue objectively which one I think is better made, that would be a very tough choice. I might actually have to say Series 1 just because I feel like the season finale of Series 3 isn't quite where it needs to be. It's good, but it doesn't quite have the punch the Series 1 finale does. I've always thought, even though we all wish we had more than one series with the Ninth Doctor, that one series is pretty perfect. It holds so much of what Doctor Who is about in one series and even ends with a regeneration, showing new fans and the new series basically what the show is all about. And that's true, and I even did a video a long while back talking about why maybe Eccleston only doing one series was a good thing, because it introduced fans, the fans who were just coming on board with the modern series, the people who were new to the fandom. It introduced them to the concept of regeneration early. So they weren't 3 or 4 seasons in, and then suddenly they find out about regeneration and they get turned off to the show because, hey, here's somebody new playing this character they've fallen in love with. By having a Doctor only do one series and then regenerate, you get them used to that concept early because they're just getting used to Eccleston, and boom, we have a new guy in. And then that gives them time to really fall in love with Tennant, but knowing in the back of their mind that he's only holding the role temporarily. Ham said, really tough, but I'd say Series 3 as it has 3 of my top 10 of the show, Blink, Gridlock, and Shakespearean Code, which, as I just mentioned, are 3 episodes I have a strong fondness for. Smith and Jones is brilliant. I find the Family of Blood two-parter to be extremely well acted and executed, but not really my cup of tea. For the record, I do love Human Nature. I forgot to mention it, but I love Human Nature. Especially the actor playing Son of Mine. He is phenomenal. The way he just feels slightly off, the way he does a tilt of his head. And I'd swear he doesn't blink. In a lot of his scenes, I don't think he blinks. And that just adds to it. That stare he has is really, really good. Very unnerving. Utopia is excellent. Really enjoy the finale. Series 1 is great from start to finish, so it's incredibly tough. The Empty Child and the finale. Calum said, Series 3 had a lot going for it. New companion, new master. Series 1 was fantastic, but I think Series 3 expanded more on the universe. I like that. The Strange Lightbulb said, Series 1 is more consistent. Also, Christopher Eccleston is my favorite modern Doctor. Fair enough. I feel like the middle of Season 3 is a bit boring with 42, Lazarus Experiment, and the Dalek two-parter. I don't agree. I like 42 and the Lazarus Experiment. I will admit the Dalek two-parter is on the lower end of the Dalek episodes, but I still do enjoy that one. It has a lot of ideas in it. Like, I like Dalek Sec realizing how they've been wrong and how the Daleks need emotions. Like that scene when he's talking to Tennant, when he's like, you know, and he's like, your creator, referencing Davros, you know, your creator thought emotions is what made you weak. And and Dalek Sec's like, he was wrong. And Tennant's just like, he was what? You know, and the Dalek Sec's just like, we are less without them, or whatever he says. I love that scene. It's actually nice to see, a Dalek figuring out how they've had it wrong. I enjoy that. A lot of really good moments in the Dalek two-parter I like. Plus, it's got Andrew Garfield in it. Hey. It says, otherwise, everything else is pretty phenomenal. Fair enough. Alice, who is not only one of my subscribers, but one of my patrons as well. Hello, Alice. Watch out for any white rabbits that are running late. You don't want to follow it. It says, in my opinion, Series 1 is one of the only absolutely perfect series that doesn't have a single bad episode. I love this series. I agree. My thing is, I also find Series 3 to be like that as well. I think neither of them have bad episodes. So Lois, I think it's Lewis. I would say Series 1, as it was my introduction to Who back in 2005, and I love Eccleston to bits. But for me, I just think Martha is a stronger companion than Rose ever was. Fair enough. I can agree with that. Bobby says, definitely 1, but 3 is very good. Russell T. Davis' best series were the odd numbers. I agree. I like Series 1 and 2 better. Or I like Series 1 and 3 better than 2 and 4. I think 4 is a little overrated. I think 4 is great. It's an amazing series, but I think it's a little overrated and actually does have some weak episodes in it. Bananas Are Good, which could be one of my favorite YouTube names of all time, and a great Doctor Who reference. Bananas says, I had to put a tie for this one. I prefer Eccleston over Tennant, but I prefer Martha over Rose. Series 3 has more clunkier episodes, though, I guess, like Lazarus and the Dalek two-parter. But the Human Nature two-parter is a Doctor Who novel that is brilliantly brought to screen, and I can just imagine how great McCoy would have been with the material. Oh, I would have loved that. Kenneth Raymond Moore says, I personally think Series 3 is the weakest of the modern series. I had to have read that wrong. One moment. Clean the glasses here. I had to have read that wrong. I personally think Series 3 is the weakest of the modern series. I personally think Series 3 is the weakest of the modern series. He must have typed it wrong. He must not have meant that the way it reads. Because there's no way you can consider Series 3 the weakest of the modern series when you have Series 11 that exists. Looking at the results of your poll so far, I don't think I'm alone in feeling this way. Series 4 is really where it's at. I don't think my poll claims Series 3 is the weakest of the series. I think it just claims that most people like Series 1 more than Series 3, which is fair. I think if he meant between the two, if he thinks it's the weakest of Series 1 and 3, I can see that. But the weakest of the modern series as a whole? No. I think Series 3 is stronger than anything after Series 4, easily. Any of the Moffat or Chibnall seasons, easily. Steve Knievel says, you're up late, and obviously Season 1. I think I posted the poll late. I am a Nighthawk. And obviously Season 1. Stephen, of course, sent me my first 2 pieces of fan mail, The Aztecs and Planet of the Giants, which I very much appreciate, especially Planet of the Giants. Man, I love that one. Dylan says, Series 3, only 42 is bad. Boy, the way he wrote this. Series 3, only 42 is bad. Series 1 has the Celine two-parter and New Earth. Okay, so he says Series 3. Very good. I like 42. Although, I corrected him there and said New Earth is Series 2, and he goes, I meant the End of the World. And I was like, fair enough. Although I enjoy End of the World myself. So that is what y'all had to say about it. So a few people in the comments agreeing with me about Series 3, but Series 1 having a strong commanding lead on that, which is kind of what I expected, to be honest. So if you didn't get a chance to vote in this poll, I would like to know which one you like better, Series 1 or Series 3. And which one? What do you think of the strong episodes? What do you think of the weak episodes? Which ones are overrated? Which ones are underrated? So comment down below and let me know, because I do always enjoy hearing from you guys. Other things to do while I have you here. I do have a P.O. box. If there is anything you would like to send me, it is down in the description below. I also have an Amazon wish list, which I do update regularly. I updated it just recently, actually. I added some Big Finish stuff on there. I added the Doctor Who Scratchman novel because I've been wanting to read that one by Tom Baker. I added a few non-Doctor Who things like Battlestar Galactica collection, the Buck Rogers collection, some Super 7 Turtle figures I'm looking for, stuff like that. Just in case there's anything non-Doctor Who y'all would like to send me that you might want me to review, etc., etc. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me that way. It has several different tiers. My entry-level tier is only $2 a month. I have a $5 tier. I have a $10 tier that really starts getting you extra bonuses. I'm trying to do one exclusive Patreon video a week, so a video just for my patrons for the $10 tier and up. I also allow early access to some videos. I'll post some videos up there early for them to watch so they don't have to wait for them. Or if it's just something, if you like what I do and would like to, show support, that's definitely something I would appreciate. I want to give a shout out to two of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane and the Fifth Doctor. I do appreciate their continued support. They are two of my top tier ones, my $20 tier. I'm very grateful to them. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.